So here we are.
You thought you weren't gonna like this movie.
No. I don't think anybody else did either.
I was kind of,
Well, to be fair, I didn't really like the book.
yeah. Well, anyway, we just saw VR Chat the movie.
Snapchat the video game.
Although I think, actually, more accurately, it should be Second Life the movie.
Pac-Man the anime, the arcade.
Pac-Man.
We saw Ready Player One.
Yeah, yeah. So we've actually both read the book to this.
Yes.
Should we talk about the book first, or should we just just general thoughts on the book? Because they did change a lot of things.
They did change a lot of things, and personally, I think a lot of the main gripes I had with the book were addressed and corrected.
Yeah.
I think, yes, I prefer this movie to the book itself.
I think that was one thing a lot of people were complaining about, because everybody thought this was going to be, hey, remember the 80s, the movie?
Well, to be fair, it was, hey, remember the 80s, the book.
True. Yeah. They packed that down pretty hard.
Mm-hmm.
They this every other page was some other obscure reference.
Yep. Remember this thing? No, went right over your head. Well, too bad, noob.
Wikipedia it.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Plebeians.
They did kind of.
How do you not know about Fraggle Rock? I mean, God. Oh.
I mean, to be honest, you know, I feel like, given the typical, you know, audience, because it was like a young adult book pretty much.
Yeah.
And figured, you know, the average age of a person reading that book, they probably had to, you know, explain a few things.
Yeah.
You know, because look, not everybody reading that book is gonna know what Lady Hawk is. Okay.
Well, those people are Philistines. Because Lady Hawk it's Rutger Hauer's undisputed masterpiece.
Is it really?
No, I'm totally full of shit.
It's
Blade Runner.
Because I was about to say, I don't even know what Lady Hawk is. So it's just some movie they referenced. Yeah, the problems with the book was that it did too hard with the nostalgia factor, but I felt the whole thing was held together well by the engaging story, the quests that they went on.
Yeah, the quest was the best part of it.
And the good, likable characters.
Yeah. Though, my big gripe was with the book was with the second act, because I felt, I don't know, Wade got a little too, you know, Marty Stewish with his abilities.
Yeah,
just like, I purposely got arrested and blah, 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 and I hacked into their mainframe, and I'm the greatest hacker ever.
That was
just like, oh my God, just shut the fuck up.
That was kind of crazy. Yeah, because in the book, he, after he went through the first gate, he kind of became this stuck-up celebrity type. Yeah. And he got an apartment, and he never left the apartment, and just he like got a bunch of money from sponsor deals and stuff, and yeah, that's when I was like, okay, now you're becoming unlikable. Stop.
Yeah, exactly. I started working out, so I was no longer a fat kid with acne, but now I'm all gorgeous and cut.
I lift now.
Yeah, brah.
Never skip leg day.
Exactly. So, in the movie, though, he's not a fat kid with acne. He's played by, I forget the actor, but he played Cyclops in First Class.
Oh, okay.
I forget his name.
All right. Nobody wants to remember Cyclops.
Third biggest douche in the Marvel Universe, right behind Reed Richards and Hank Pym.
Yep.
Anyway.
That's a different discussion.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just basically this kind of dorky kid. That's all he really was.
Yeah.
And one of the things that there's so many differences. Like, I kind of want to go through all of them, but we're going to be here all day.
But the basic premise is the world's to quote Pro ZD, it's just like, my life sucks until I become an anime boy. But in reality, it's 2045. The world's gone to shit. Everybody logs onto the Oasis, which is this big virtual world where everybody spends their time.
Yeah, all video games, all things are in this virtual world.
Yeah,
and it's in the they didn't mention it in the movie, but in the book, it's user generated. So people add in everything.
Yeah, they can carve out their own spaces in this universe. They can carve out their own niche.
Yeah, so you can be whatever pop culture character you want to be. Exactly. You can be any video game character, any movie character. You can go into movies. You can play every video game ever made. You can just do whatever you want. And one of the things I did that really did draw me into the book initially is this felt like a very plausible future.
Yes.
Because with the way, VR is starting to become big right now, and with the way video games have always been, it could, as a cautionary tale, it could reach that point where just the world becomes so shit that everybody just wants to play video games all day and just forget about it.
We're all living in campers welded on top of other campers.
which, according to MatPat, is not an efficient way to have housing.
No, I think in the book they mentioned that too. It's like, yeah, any time one of these things could probably fall over.
Yeah, well, he went into great detail as to why and how they mentioned that it's supposed to be a cost-effective measure, but realistically, just building apartment houses is more cost-effective.
Yeah.
So
the world's shit. Everybody lives in this online world, and the creator Halliday, he dies.
Yeah.
And he leaves this whole Willy Wonka-esque legacy where it's like, if anybody can find the Easter egg I left in the Oasis and find my 3 keys, you'll win my entire fortune and control the Oasis. And, of course, there's a greedy megacorporation that hires, like, an army of people to try and uncover everything.
It was his business competitor who was his intern when he was first developing the Oasis.
Sorrento,
the biggest douche in the world.
Yeah. I could have sworn his name was Serrano in the book. Did they change that? Or was it always Sorrento?
I think it was always Sorrento.
Okay.
It has been a little while since I've read the book.
Yeah, same.
So, the quest works is, in the book, and here's one of the things that I really didn't like about the movie, but I feel like they had to change it, otherwise this movie would have been a mess. In the book, he leaves a clue, and he just like a riddle, and they have to figure out where it is. So then they have to solve the riddle, they have to find out where the key is, and then when they get the key, they have to find the door that the key goes to.
Yeah.
But in this book, they kind of nix the doors. Well, it's just finding the keys.
In the movie, they didn't nix the doors. The doors were there. It's just when you found the key, the door just you didn't have to find the door. It just appeared.
So rather than 6 fetch quests, it's down to 3, basically.
Yeah, which, given it was a 2.5 hour movie, they had to work with that. Yeah. Same with the fact that everybody was in Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah,
essentially.
That's another thing. But what I was saying was, I was kind of disappointed in the first quest, because in the book the quest was awesome. The first quest was kind of awesome.
The joust against the Demi-Lich.
Yeah. So he had in the book. Spoilers, by the way, for both the book and the movie.
Yeah.
But he figures out that the first key is in a obscure Dungeons and Dragons campaign that was made real in the Oasis.
Tomb of Horrors.
Yeah, the Tomb of Horrors.
Which I keep begging my DM to run, but he says it's not logic. But anyway, that's a whole nother rant.
Yeah, so, and at the end, he meets the Lich, which is one of the bad guys from that dungeon, right?
It's the Demi-Lich, which is actually the final boss of that dungeon. That's the guy you need to kill.
Yeah, so, but instead of fighting him, you have to play him in Joust. And I don't mean Joust, I mean
the game.
The game Joust. Which was really cool.
Yes.
And then here's the other thing, and you said you didn't really like this part of the book. When they find the door, they have to go into a movie and completely reenact it.
Yes, which I hated. I'm just like, all right, this is taking the nostalgia shit
the first one was War Games.
Yes.
The second one was Blade Runner, and then the final one was Monty Python and the Holy Grail. And you got points for how accurate you were.
Which they did reference in the movie, but it wasn't like they had to reenact it, because one of the items Wade picks up is like the holy hand grenade, and I think he did have the Blade Runner pistol in his inventory at one point.
Yeah, they do. This is one of those movies where you're gonna have to get it on Blu-ray
and pause every 5 seconds.
Spend an entire day, going slow and checking everything and making charts and writing things down, and it's like, oh, that's the thing from that thing, and yeah. So, and I think they did drop a lot of references to the book in this. Like
it was mostly in the background, because you see a lot of references. Like when they're going through the race at the beginning, it's all in New York City. So in the background, you'll see the Silver Cup building where Connor McLeod had his duel with the Kurgan and Highlander and stuff like that.
And that was the thing. Like the first challenge was a race.
Yeah.
That nobody was able to beat.
Because like
there was
King Kong was at the end just slapping cars out of the air.
There was a T-Rex from Jurassic Park and a bunch of other shit coming at you. And I felt like that felt more just for cinematic purposes.
It was for time constraints, really.
That too. So they basically had to just figure out the correct way to beat the race.
Yeah. There was a hidden track underneath the actual road where they were all racing, and there was like no obstacles.
It takes you past Kong, and then he gets mad.
Yep.
So I guess we should talk about the characters in the movie.
Yes, everybody here was likable, but then again, in the book, I really didn't. I did like H. He was my favorite character.
H was really cool.
I like him here too.
I gotta admit though, I didn't expect H to look like that. The giant cyber orc.
Cyber orc.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about how she looked in real life. And I'm just like,
no.
How she looks.
Yeah, no. I mean, like the in-game, basically all the in-game ones except maybe Daito and Shoto.
Yeah.
I didn't really expect any of them to look that way.
Yeah.
But they were all really well. All the actors were good too.
Yeah, everybody was spot on in this movie. Especially the villains. Sorrento and
fucking IROC.
IROC.
Who, by the way, I did a review of the action figures on my toy channel.
Yeah.
And I was shocked that IROC got an action figure and this was like before I've seen this movie. I was like, are you kidding me? IROC got an action figure? Yeah. That friggin' Toad, that friggin' dweeb.
And he wasn't even that big of a character in the book. His biggest contribution to the book was that he let it slip that Parzival was the one who got the first key.
Yeah, he
or said he was a personal friend of his.
He was he just kind of hung out at H's place. That's all. That was the end of him.
He was like one of those 12-year-old squeakers you find on Xbox Live who always talk shit.
Yeah,
and that was as far as he got in the book. In the movie, he's played by T.J. Miller, and oh my God,
he's
amazing.
He's Sorrento's stooge, basically.
Yes, and he plays it so well.
Oh, well, the best part about him is that he was goofy, but he was not incompetent.
No.
He was a legitimate threat.
He was more competent than Sorrento. Honestly.
Yes, he was.
If he were the big bad,
he knew how to use the orb that made the.
If he were the big bad, it would be a much more interesting movie. I thought.
Yeah.
But what's funny is like everybody has an online avatar. Like Wade is this pretty boy, Bishonen, white-haired anime guy. Artemis is like this punk chick.
Yeah, I made the joke that Parzival kind of looks like a scrawny, pussified version of Trunks from Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah. He looked more like Dante. Like a nerdy, dorky Dante.
Yeah, the hair was a little more.
But another thing I noticed, because Sorrento, his avatar in the movie basically is like big and burly, and he has like the hair. He looks like Superman.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
But I was thinking about it as I got home last night, and it's like, yeah, he looks like Superman.
Or rather, Clark Kent without his glasses.
But not even that. The build, the way the character looks, the way the hair looks, he looks more like Lincoln F. Stern from Heavy Metal, the space pirate.
Oh,
if he was in a suit. He's Captain Stern.
We're gonna have to see if that's what he was supposed to be.
Yeah.
I was also IROC. I did not expect him to look the way he did.
To look like a Death Lord.
He looked like when I was reviewing the action figure, I said he looks like Ronan the Accuser from Guardians of the Galaxy, but with holes in his chest.
Yes, exactly. That armor made no sense.
No, it didn't.
So the book sort of plays out. The movie sort of plays out the way the book does, but there are some major differences.
It hits all most of the beats, most of the necessary beats
through the first act anyway.
And it just it cuts out a lot of fat, and it also I'm assuming a lot of changes needed to be made because of copyright reasons.
Yeah, the one that surprised me the most, plot-wise, was the fact that Artemis and Wade meet in the middle of the book, as opposed to not meeting each other in real life until the very end.
Yeah, that was completely different. She was part of some resistance against IOI.
Yeah, where in the book she was just another Gunter looking for the prize.
Because she lived in like Canada or something in the book, and H lived in like Philly, and then,
somewhere.
and then Daito and Shoto were actually from Japan.
Japan, yeah.
And I will say things worked out a whole lot better for them in the movie.
Yeah, because was it Daito or Shoto who died?
It was I think it was Shoto.
Yeah.
Because in the book they were basically hikikomoris. If you don't know what that is, it's basically just someone that stays inside all day, and plays video games, and watches anime. And
watch Watamote.
Yeah, and they were actually they were very interesting characters in the book, and I feel like they kind of got, while they did a lot better in the movie, they like a little bit of characterization got kind of shafted with them.
Yeah.
And again, it's all streamlining, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it's all streamlining.
Yeah, just like how they were only able to use certain things from pop culture.
Yeah.
Otherwise known as what doesn't Disney own?
Yeah, essentially, because there's no Star Wars references.
There actually is a reference to Star Wars. I was actually thinking about this.
What's that?
When during the scene where Parzival and Sorrento were talking, saying like, "We can give you all the things you want if you work for us. We can give you a Millennium Falcon." And he goes, "You have that?"
Yeah.
It made me think, okay, he's talking to this greedy, shifty businessman that owns the Millennium Falcon, but we never see it in the movie.
Yeah,
so
that's
now
true.
I feel like that might have been a jab at Disney.
Oh, it probably
so, like he wanted the Millennium Falcon, but it's like we can't have it because Disney has it.
Yeah, but then again, Disney also owns the Alien franchise and everything else now, and those appeared in the movie.
Well, I think either this was filmed prior or I know the Fox deal's not finalized yet.
Ah, okay. So that probably makes sense.
There's still some gray area there.
Yeah, because there is a scene where Artemis, after Parzival becomes famous for finding the first key, she's like, "You're a public figure." Like Goro comes up to him and is like, "You can't just walk around everywhere in public," and like throws him into a room, and then all of a sudden the alien chestburster bursts out of Goro's chest. But it's really Artemis in disguise with the alien chestburster as a hand puppet. And I'm like, okay, that was pretty fun.
Yeah. So I'm guessing they're mostly limited to, because WB was all over this. You got DC characters, Universal, I'm guessing.
Yeah, there were 3 references actually to the Alien movie, because he mentioned in H's shop he had the Sulaco.
Yeah.
And when they get into the shootout in the nightclub, Artemis is using the M41A pulse rifle that the Marines used.
Yep.
Although it didn't make the correct sound, but that's me nitpicking.
Oh.
But anyway.
Go cry about it online.
Oh, I totally will. I totally will. It's not right.
It's not accurate. Yeah, so there was also a lot of video game references. Capcom. We saw a bunch of Street Fighter characters.
Blatantly. I mean, friggin' Wade pulls out a Hadouken at the end of the thing against Sorrento.
And then there was, of course, Tracer, who everyone saw in the trailer. The Battletoads.
The Battletoads would surprise the hell out of me. Seeing Zitzrash and Pimple leading the charge at the end.
The Ninja Turtles win it, but unfortunately they were the Bay Turtles. Chucky. We saw Chucky. That was funny, by the way.
It's fucking Chucky.
Yeah. Chucky is apparently a weapon in this game. Not a character.
Yeah.
I did notice a lot of other little things. Like I saw someone with like a Hello Kitty avatar, and someone was Marvin the Martian. It's really cool. If Oasis was real, I'd want that one.
Oh, the Marvin the Martian.
Yeah. Of course.
I'd rather be Gossamer, the giant Martian monster. People.
Yeah, the Gundam was in it. Yeah. Mechagodzilla did make an appearance. Unfortunately, we did not get Ultraman.
No, we did not.
Who was in the book. That was pretty much the finale of the book. Ultraman versus Mechagodzilla.
Yes.
And it would have been awesome to see that. Voltron was also part of that battle, but that was not... that's DreamWorks, so probably can't get that either.
But then again, I thought DreamWorks was Spielberg's baby. Am I wrong?
I don't know. I know DreamWorks is like partnered with Viacom.
That explains
with Nickelodeon base and Netflix.
No, I got you.
Yeah, there were so many things. But fortunately, it wasn't in your face all the time, always.
Like, in the beginning, though, in the first act, it kind of was, and I was starting to roll my eyes a little, just like, oh god, not this again.
Yeah, they played it cool. They were like, okay, it's here, but we're not going to focus too much on it.
But slowly into the second act, that starts to fade out when the plot kicks in. So I'm like, okay, so it's not going to be this the whole fucking time.
Can we now talk about what might be the best scene in the movie?
Yes.
The second quest.
The second quest. And I love the way they did this.
Yes, this was great.
The Shining.
Yes.
His 11th favorite horror film of all time. Yeah. Which makes me wonder, what the hell was Halliday's first?
I have no idea.
I want to say Pet Sematary.
They probably mention it in the book, but
probably.
Yeah, I love it when the curator of the Halliday Museum or wherever he was, they picked this movie and he's like, "Are you sure you want to go here?" He's like, "Yeah."
We don't have a choice. We have to.
So they go in. The five of them go in, and H pulls Shota over. He's like, "Hey, I've never seen The Shining. Is it scary?" He's like, "I've only seen it through my fingers."
Yeah, exactly.
And then, oh, poor H.
That poor bastard ends up going to room 237.
Oh, he almost drowns in the blood.
Yeah, the blood. Yeah, that's right. There was the blood elevator first.
Yeah. And then he gets chased by Jack Nicholson in the maze.
Yeah. Although you never see his face, which I find funny. I guess they couldn't use his likeness.
Yeah.
But yeah, they have Jack Torrance hobbling after him, and you hear him like. Argh.
Yeah, and you see like axe coming through the wall, but
you see his legs, but you never see his face.
Yeah, it's
yeah,
that whole scene with that. Just watching H go, Parzival was like, "I'm gonna kill you. You've never seen The Shining. You know I don't like scary movies."
Yeah. No, just the part with room 237 with the ghost in the bathtub. Am I being punked?
Oh my god, that was so good.
But the fact that it wasn't that they had to reenact it, but they turned it into an interactive video game level.
Yeah.
Like all of a sudden the ghost in room 237 turns giant size and starts chasing H with an axe.
Yeah.
She starts stomping around the hedge maze, trying to...
Basically, it was, instead of reenacting it, they just had to figure out the riddle.
Yes.
The riddle that led them there. And, yeah, it was very well done.
Yeah.
Let's see. I think...
that was the moment where the movie surpassed the book for me.
Yeah, because we were all laughing at that.
We were all dying
at that. It was
so
funny.
Yes.
Again, I think the only issues I have was a lot of the characterization got kind of pushed aside from the movie. Like without spoiling too much of this, H's backstory.
Yeah.
Which they very briefly implied upon in that scene with The Shining.
Yes.
But they never really go into the whole thing with them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Daito and Shoto, I think, rather than meeting them through the contest, they were already friends.
Yeah.
Online, and they lived in the same town. Who knew?
Yeah, everybody lives in Columbus, Ohio. Even though I think because Artemis was from Canada. Wade wasn't even from Columbus. He moved there later.
Yeah.
Where was he from? It was somewhere in the Midwest.
I don't remember.
I think it was
It's been a while.
Kentucky.
A few details have escaped me.
Yeah.
I really wish that we saw more with Ogden and Halliday.
Yeah, that's true. There wasn't much of Morrow, and he was a much bigger figure in the book.
Yeah, and
I was kind of hoping to see his Wizard Master powers in the nightclub scene, because that's how he breaks that shit up.
Yeah.
It's like, you're breaking... Just, like, hits everybody with fucking force lightning.
I think, if I recall correctly, he turns into Oz the Great and Powerful.
Yes, he does.
And just fucks everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole thing with them in the book was really good, and we don't really see Og until the very end.
Yeah.
Which is a shame.
He's not in the flesh, because he's played by Simon Pegg.
Yeah, other than a few, flashback scenes and all that.
Yeah.
I really like how they portrayed Halliday in this.
Yes. Who played him again?
I'm not sure. I gotta look that up.
But he embodied old socially awkward software developer.
In fact, I believe in the book they mentioned he might have been autistic or something like that.
Which makes sense.
So he was very awkward. He didn't always look people in the eye, and he was more focused on the video game and creating the Oasis. And to him it was never really about the money. He just wanted to create a virtual
world.
Yeah, that was his whole thing, and they really played that up. The the very ending was very emotional.
Yeah,
the part where they actually meet him. Meet him, sorta.
Yeah, I kind of liken it to Rogue One in that it starts out like I was rolling my eyes, but it incrementally got better as the film went on. It didn't reach like, holy crap, amazing levels like Rogue One did, but it was like, okay, this went from, oh my god, this is killing me, to, okay, this is enjoyable.
All right, yeah, oh, awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think that, I think it makes sense, though, because I think just at the beginning they just kind of have to establish everything.
Of course.
And say, you know, this is the future. This world was created by this guy. He loved the 80s. He loved pop culture. Here's all of the pop culture. Okay, now here's the story.
Yeah, exactly. But that was the thing with me, is the fact that and I've mentioned this before, that I hate egregious amounts of exposition. Yeah. Like, I don't need a narration info dump. It's just like, show me, don't tell me. So that kind of put me off. But when they started showing instead of telling, it got better.
Yeah, definitely. So, we were... who knew this would be the best movie we've seen over the past 3 weeks?
We were pleasantly surprised, and yes, I was actually quite shocked by that revelation.
Yep.
You know where we're going next week, though, right?
A Quiet Place. Hopefully that one's not a cop-out like it comes at night.
Oh my god.
Bullshit.
That was bleak as fuck.
Alright, you have anything else left to say about this movie before we...
Honestly, I'd say go see it.
Yeah.
Go see it in the theater.
It's definitely...
If not in the theater, definitely pick it up on Blu-ray, because there's a shit ton of references you are going to miss.
I am absolutely getting this on Blu-ray. The one thing I would probably say is maybe a few people who haven't read the book might miss a few small things. Mm-hmm. But other than that, I don't think it will inhibit your enjoyment of this movie.
Unless you're like that one guy you ran into.
Oh God, I forgot.
It's all just a bunch of references.
Before we end, I do have to tell the story. So, we were seeing with him and his friends, and they were waiting. They want to see if there's something after credits. There's nothing after credits, by the way, so don't bother staying.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, I'm gonna go use the restroom. I'll be right back. So I went down. I went like right when I was going out of the theater. So a group of people were coming the other way. And one of the guy who goes, he's like, "This is the worst movie I've ever seen in my life. This is just a bunch of references and blah, 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 blah."
Did he sound like Nixon?
He kind of did, actually.
It was references.
It's like, oh, they just threw a bunch of stuff at the wall and blah, 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 blah. He even went blah, 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 blah.
Really?
No, I'm just...
That would be fun.
Yeah.
We've been scammed again, people.
They got us again, Henry.
Nixon's back.
I'm meeting you halfway, you stupid hippies. Remember what the Dormouse said. Okay, now we're the ones making the references.
Exactly.
Damn it. Alright, so I think that's about it. It was good. It was good. I think a lot of people will enjoy it.
Definitely worth the trip to the theater.
Yeah. So if you're worried this was just gonna be, hey, remember the '80s, the movie?
No,
don't worry about it. Alright. Alright, well, guess we'll wait for the horror to happen.
Yes, till next week.
Mm-hmm. What?